And I wanted to bring up the fact that looks do not equal gender. I was still a guy before I took testosterone.
We all knew that I was a lesbian. It just took another 20 years for me to figure out that I was a girl.
I'm a non-binary man, which means to me that I'm a man in the same way that a thumb is a finger. Like, yeah, I hang out with the fingers in some contexts. I'm included in with the fingers. But ultimately, I'm not a finger. I'm a thumb. You know?
No, you're a woman. You're not a man, you're not a trans man, and you're not non-binary because that is not a thing. I love the comments under this video. Too much helium. They say I could be anything, so I became a door knocker. According to these people's logic, it doesn't make sense to identify as a non-binary man. This is a woman on testosterone, and I do not consider her a trans man because, all trans men are women on testosterone when you think about it. But when she doesn't even want to identify just as a trans guy, just as a man, why even go on testosterone in the first place? A medical gender transition is binary. You either go on testosterone or estrogen, you either get breasts or get your breasts removed, you either get a fake eggplant or a fake kitty. And I know that we're unfortunately seeing non-binary transitions. So that can be like a woman going on testosterone for like 8 months, and then she's back on estrogen. She can also get a radical breast reduction, so it kind of looks like top surgery that trans guys get, just so it looks like she's in between genders. But the mechanism that makes people do that has nothing to do with gender dysphoria and transsexualism. There's no nice way to say this, but I did not transition in order to look like a freak. Transsexual people in general do not transition to be the center of attention, it's actually the opposite. We want to look and sound like the opposite sex so much that people don't even think about it when they're around us. Non-binary activists want attention all the time. They want to be validated, affirmed. They get off by controlling other people, by changing basic definitions, what it means to be a man or a woman. Overall, to them, it's all about society, where transsexuals want to change their appearance in order to make themselves feel better mentally. It's all about themselves and how they feel psychologically.
The urge to cut all of your hair off, but also grow it out as long as you can. Which will I do?
Did you know that's not a non-binary thing? Many women do feel the same way, but they don't feel the need to call themselves something else but a woman because they know that they're still women just because they want to cut off their hair. Honestly, I don't get it. I don't get why people want to look like this. I'm not only talking about the stunning and brave glasses and piercings, I'm talking about why do you want an in-between look? I was about to say, why do you want to be a woman on testosterone? But I'm a woman on testosterone and I get it. Why do you want to go on cross-sex hormones, but you don't want to live your life as the opposite sex?
Let's say I, as a trans man, as a transsexual, am dating a woman. That woman is straight or bisexual, but that woman would be straight because she's dating a man. If I, as a trans man, were to date another man, it would be gay because I'm dating another man.
No, that's not how it works. If what you're saying is true, you gotta look like a man, but you don't. At all. If you actually look like a man and you're dating a woman, socially, you guys would be seen as a straight couple. That's true. If you actually look like a man and you're dating a man, societally, you guys would be seen as a gay couple. But even if that's the case, would you be a straight couple if you're dating a woman? No. From a biological or like a factual perspective, no, you're not. You have to be a biological male in a relationship with another biological male in order to be in a gay relationship. And you're not a biological male. You will never be. Side note, I'm a little bit confused why she says that she's a transsexual, and you would be confused too just in a sec.
I consider myself to be a queer trans man. However, I still like the phrase transsexual, and it has a nice old-fashioned punch to it, which is why I decided to use it in this specific art piece. You mentioned looks in this comment, and I wanted to bring up the fact that looks do not equal gender. I know that's something that you don't agree with, judging off of your bio. You don't have pronouns listed in your bio, so I'm assuming you're a guy, but feel free to correct me in the comments. But yeah, looks don't equal gender.
Then why are you on testosterone? Then how do transsexual people exist? How can trans people have gender dysphoria if looks don't equal gender? Why did I get my breasts removed if men also can have breasts. I literally do not understand how this woman claims to be a transsexual man. The people who reclaim the term transsexual in order to distance themselves from the trans community do not believe in any way that looks don't equal gender. Our experience is literally the opposite.
I look like a guy. Don't necessarily sound like a guy, but I look like a guy. And that's because I've taken testosterone to look like a guy. That was a personal decision that I made because I wanted to look a specific way. However, I was still a guy before I took testosterone. I was still a guy regardless of how I looked. So when I was dating a woman previously, she was in a heterosexual relationship because she was dating a guy. Regardless of how I looked at the time, she was dating a guy, so we were in a heterosexual relationship.
You did not just say that. No, that's not how sexual orientation works. You do not look like a guy, but even if you did, you're still not a guy. Just like I'm not a guy. Even though I'm on testosterone and I pass really well, doesn't matter. You're not only a woman biologically, but you look like one too. And if someone is attracted to you, they're attracted to women. If it's a girl, bisexual or a lesbian. If it's a guy, straight or bisexual. If someone is attracted to you, if someone is sleeping with you, they're into women. End of story. It gets more complicated when we talk about me and Buck, let's say, so I'm just gonna save that conversation for another video. It doesn't matter what you say, it doesn't matter what you identify as. You cannot change your biology, and you cannot change reality. And you should definitely not change people's sexual orientation. What's wrong with you? Are you really that narcissistic and that desperate to validate yourself and your gender identity that you have to change the people you've dated in the past's sexual orientation? It's giving me a headache.
Look, we all knew that I was a lesbian. It just took another 20 years for me to figure out that I was a girl.
It's giving me autogonophilia vibes. Autogonophilia, a man's paraphilic tendency to be sexually aroused by the thought or image of himself as a woman. If he was a real trans woman, he wouldn't be saying this. It's just a little bit creepy, even though I know it was a joke. But I just forgot to laugh. A self-identified male who's attracted to women is not a lesbian, especially the men who come out when they're like 50 or 60. Luckily, real transsexual women know this, and that's why you would not find them in these types of videos. Thank you all for watching this video. If you want to see more content like this, remember to hit subscribe and the notification bell. If you want to support my work, my PayPal is in the description down below, but no pressure whatsoever, because I'm already super grateful for all of you. Remember, you can become a member of this channel. We have so much fun, so come join us. Follow me on Twitter and Rumble, and I'll see you all in my next video. Peace out.